Oh Allah, suffice me with your halal, with your lawful, so that I don't resort to the unlawful. أكفني بحلالك عن حرامك. Let me have enough halal so I don't fall into haram. That's my reason. Not because, Ya Allah, give me more halal income so I can have a bigger house, so I can have a nicer car. It's okay to ask Allah for those things. But my main concern is that I don't want to be in a situation where I have to dip into haram. And your fadl, وَبِفَضْلِكَ, and this is a hard one to translate, and bestow upon me your favor, your bounty, so that I don't need anyone but you. Allahu Akbar. Amman siwak. I want to keep needing you. I just don't want to need anyone else. Why am I bringing this to the discussion for us? When you see those ahadith where the Prophet ﷺ teaches us to seek independence. You know, he made the Sahaba take bay'ah to him, allegiance to him. Allah as'alu nasa shay'a, that I will never ask anyone for anything, even if one of our whips or something in our hand fell when we were on top of our horses and camels, we would get down and get it ourselves so that we don't ask someone else to get it for us. It's a mindset. It's a mindset that al-mu'min al-qawi, that the strong believer is better than the weak believer. It's a mindset that you seek a position of strength. Al-yad al-ulya khayru min al-yad al-sufla. To be the giving hand, the upper hand is better than being the lower hand. It's a mindset for a community. رَبَّنَا لَا تَجْعَلْنَا فِتْنَةً لِلَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Oh Allah, don't make us a fitna, a tribulation for those who disbelieve. They see us in weakness. They think that they're beating us. And because they think that they have power over us, then they feel even more invincible and immune to having to believe in Allah, because look, we're crushing the believers. We seek positions of strength as individuals and as communities, first and foremost, so that we don't resort to that which is displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah knows that sometimes when we're vulnerable and we're compromised, that's when we will compromise our faith, and that's when we might do things that are very dangerous. And there is no greater example. It's one of the least flattering stories of a Sahabi that you will find, that I'm about to share with you. But it's shared in our tradition for a reason. And it's actually shared by the man who is guilty. Hatib ibn Abi Balta'a, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Hatib was one of Ahl Badr, the veterans of Badr, the cream of the crop of Islam. The best that you can think of the companions. When the Prophet ﷺ was about to go to Mecca, for the conquest of Mecca, Hatib looked around and he didn't have tribesmen in Mecca. He didn't have family in Mecca, meaning if things go wrong, there's no one from the kuffar, the disbelievers in Mecca, to say, okay, we'll protect him. We know this was a bad fallout, but at the end of the day, these people put tribe over creed. We'll protect our tribesmen and we'll take care of them. Hatib had no one in Mecca. And in his moment of feeling vulnerable, like I'm going back to Mecca, I don't have anyone. He did something horrible. Horrible. What did he do? The Prophet ﷺ confided in a group of companions about his plans to go to Mecca. Hatib took those plans, wrote them in a letter, called one of the disbelieving women, and gave that letter of the plans of the Prophet ﷺ to go to Mecca to deliver to the heads of Quraysh. That's treason of the highest order, right? I mean, that's really compromising the mission. Compromising the Prophet ﷺ, putting the Prophet ﷺ in a very bad situation. And this is a person of Badr, a veteran of Badr. And so the woman takes the letter, she puts it in her hair, she wraps up her hair over it, she puts her khimar on top, and she makes her way. Jibreel alayhi salam comes to the Prophet ﷺ and tells him what Hatib did. So the news from the heavens comes that there is a letter in the hair of this woman, and she's in Rawdat Khakh, a very particular garden right now. Ya Rasulullah, send someone to go stop her and get that letter back. The Prophet ﷺ calls Ali, Miqdad, and Az-Zubayr radiyallahu ta'ala anhum, and he says, go to this particular place. There's this woman, she looks like this and that, and she has a letter in her hair with the news of what I plan to do in Mecca. Make sure that you get it from her. So they go quickly to that garden, they find the woman, they tell the woman, give us the letter. She says, I don't have a letter. Ali radiallahu anhu says, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. We really don't want to do this the hard way. Give us the letter. She takes it out from her hair. She's not even Muslim. Takes it out from her hair. She gives them the letter. It comes back to the Prophet ﷺ. If you are Hatib right now, I mean, you could deservedly be killed. You almost put the entire community at risk because of your own compromise, your own vulnerability, your sense of insecurity. Shaytan played with his head in that manner. So the Prophet ﷺ calls Hatib. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu is standing next to the Prophet ﷺ. Ali, Miqdad, and Zubayr are there. And the Prophet ﷺ says, Ya Hatib, what did you do? Hatib says, Ya Rasulullah, I thought about all of you, and you have people in Mecca to take care of you. If things go wrong, this person has his tribesmen. And I wanted to have a hand with Quraysh in case things did not work out, so that I would be protected too. And Ya Rasulullah, I knew that Allah would give you victory anyway, and that they were not going to be able to overcome you. I mean, it sounds contradictory, right? But he's saying to the Prophet ﷺ, but Ya Rasulullah, Wallahi, I did not do that out of any allegiance to kufr, out of any wanting disbelief, or out of any getting out of Islam. It was a moment of weakness. I regret it. I hate that I did it. But Ya Rasulullah, don't think I did that because I'm Abdullah ibn Ubay bin Salul and I want to undermine Islam. I want to hurt Islam. I got weak. Shaytan got me in my weak moments.